interwebs. Tis I, Sebastian Matrone, and there's no echo because we're back in the back. Famous Faces and Funnies, and get your phone. And I'm going to try and do this quickerly because my neck hurts and I'm tired. So naturally, it's going to take longer than ever. Yay! All right, first off, we're going to review this. Really, not a review, just to be a brief comment. Look at this. It's New York Bulletin, little newspaper to tie in with Secret Wars. Now, the only reason I'm reviewing it is because they've done this before, but usually, you know, DC always does theirs as, you know, the Daily Planet, and Marvel always does theirs as the Daily Bugle. This time it's the New York Bulletin. Why is that important? That's the we don't have the rights to use Daily Bugle in movies and TV newspaper name that they had Ben Urich work for in Daredevil on Netflix. It's funny to me. Daredevil did so good that it just trumped the Daily fucking Bugle. Mostly because this is Marvel and Disney going, we own the rights to this. We're not going to promote the Daily Bugle. Suck it, J. Jonah Jameson.
I'm the mayor now. I don't work there.
Shut up.
I'm not the mayor anymore. I have a TV show.
I don't care, J. Jonah Jameson. Secret Wars #1 was the thing that there was stuff. I liked it, but at the same time,
Are confused?
well, no, it's more a matter. I'm not confused. I get it, which is good because, you know, Jonathan Hickman wrote it, so there was no guarantee I was going to understand any of that.
No, yeah.
But while this cements down the idea that I don't care how far they moved apart to try and trick us, you know that DC editors and Marvel editors just sit back and forth on Skype and come on, you know, well, we're going to do Convergence. Well, what if we do Secret Wars? It's the same thing. They even made, I was going to bring one, but I forgot to bring it back. There's a big map for the battle world from Secret Wars that, you know, they sat down and made on the same day they made the multiverse map for Convergence. It's the same thing, and they're fooling me. There is a convergence going on between Marvel and DC. They're just doing the same things, which isn't necessarily bad. I like the ideas. I just think it's a lot, and a lot of weird crossovers that are going nowhere that I have to follow. But I'm okay with that to an extent for the ones that are good stories, but it's tricky picking out because you only have like a couple issues of these things. So it's hard, you know, it's not like a regular comic where you can go, I'll give it 2 issues and decide if it's good. It's like I gave it 2 issues and decided it wasn't good, but that was it. They got me. The sons of bitches. So it's a toss-up.
Damn you.
I'm
Marvel with their #1s.
So basically I'm complaining about my being exactly the guy they wanted me to be. I am their target audience. Ooh, look what I bought. It's beautiful to look at, art-wise. Story is solid and good. My real only complaint is more
Nice cover.
the cover's gorgeous. Is a simple choice of, at least in Convergence, the DC characters at least make a pretense of, they're told you must fight to save yourself and your city, and they go, well, most of the heroes are like, well, we're not going to do that. There's got to be another way. Marvel heroes just go fuck it and go to war. They don't even bother to question, hey, we're the Avengers. This guy who's coming to get us looks a lot like Tony in Iron Man armor. Let's blow him up. Fuck it. Yeah, it's like therapeutic. We can't do this to the real Tony, to our Tony. But this guy, boom.
There's still a little Civil War
Yeah, you know,
resentment.
it's just, they just go for it. The other thing is I got a question. This starts with, look, the multiverse is dying. Only 2 universes remain. Today, Earths collide. And it's 616 universe and Ultimate universe. So if only 2 universes remain, where the fuck does Spider-Gwen take place?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no! That universe is gone, but no one told it because it's making money. I don't know. So story-wise, it's good. It's just if you try and... It's good when you look at it through the lens they want you to look at it. If I try and back up too much, it's just a million questions that may or may not be answered.
It's Marvel, they probably won't.
But ultimately give me a headache. Happy, sad. Hulk 16. Last one.
Damn it.
Because of the whole everything. Really good.
Why do they keep killing good Hulk books?
Well, because they're killing the whole universe, so we have to figure out which Hulk ends up back afterwards. Great leaves potential for, if this Hulk version survives Secret Wars, we could very well get more along these lines. It's open there. If it doesn't, it's still open enough that they can take off in a multitude of directions.
As long as Mark
Only
Waid's still
flaw
writing it.
with it was the backup story. Backup story. Who wrote that? Was it? I refuse to believe it was Jerry Dugan again. No, the backup story by Adonic Aubrey Sitterson, and art by Red Hot Rolled Marcellus, and Marvel, and Vital Val Staples on colors, and VC's Cool Corey Pettit on letters. The backup story is the fate of Thundra, and it's a funny story, but it would be a good funny story. However, it kind of undermines everything. They just lost Thundra. They're regretting this. Hulk is saying, "I promise I'm going to find her." Then she's found by like two guys out of a sub-basement annex of the Baxter building who are looking for her, and I don't know who these guys are. They're dressed like, I don't know. They're dressed like 80s SHIELD guys with Judge Dredd shoulder pads, and they go, and it's a silly story, and it's funny. It's a story I would have liked anywhere else but here, because it undermines everything, and almost seems like, oh yeah, we had this last story, and we really wanted to bring Thundra back for all of this, so we went and got her, and it just... Spider-Woman versus a whole lot of people. Do. Goldbug doesn't look like the Goldbug I remember. Goldbug used to look like a gold Blue Beetle. He had a gun that turned things gold, but looked like Beetle's BB gun. He flew around in a giant gold beetle. He just looked like Blue Beetle colored in gold.
So, Bastard Love Child of Blue Beetle and Golden Glider?
Yeah, kind of. But Spider-Woman itself is really good. Well, it's Dennis Hopeless. There you go. Dennis Hopeless and Javier Rodriguez, and I like what they've done. It's that new costume and everything. It has created a whole, like, there's like a tonal shift with this, and I just like it. She's still like, kick-ass uber spy. She just dresses in an outfit that doesn't give a giant spider that is specifically designed to accentuate the boobs and then make an arrow pointing down to her crotch. I can live without that. If that's the way you want to, when one day you realize, wow, I've just basically highlighted my nethers. Maybe I should go a different route. I'm cool with that. Convergence. A lot of stuff happens. So far, the Earth 2 guys are our main heroes, and Deimos is our savior / other ultimate baddie, and you get some warlord, and it's good. Like I said, the Convergence and Secret Wars so far are good, but they're not these grand all things that I expected. But that could even be, maybe they are, but I think people can argue whether or not event fatigue is a thing, but I think at this point it is a thing. Everything is, it's a game changer. Okay. All right.
Just let me have it.
Changing the game. I got it. You don't have to do these giant pretenses anymore. We've established that at this point, when you guys say fuck it, you're just going to change everything anyway. So you don't need to do. But if you want to give us this giant story, that's cool. I'm good. But I just can't get that. It's like when you do like one of those TV shows where every episode it looks like someone's going to get killed and then they don't. And they won't kill the main guy. So eventually, someone pointing a gun at the title character's head doesn't really have any weight because they're not going to kill him. Well, almost the opposite. In the comic books these days, it's like they can change anything at any point, and they will, and they do. So when they say something's changing, it all changes it. So if the world changes all the damn time,
what's the point?
And okay, Convergence, Batman and Robin, Ron Mars writes really good. Is Dennis Cohen on the artwork? Yeah, Rob Mars and Dennis Cohen with Claus Janson and Joe Rubenstein on inks. So, yeah. And it's a good little family tale of Batman and his more troublesome kids. It's Batman and Jason Todd, Red Hood, and the Damian Wayne Robin. So, you know, they get a little bonding. Superman even shows up in the end, and there's a theme like Convergence, Superman, Jurgens and Ratman. Great, I love it. I'm almost wondering though. I loved basically all the part 2s so far. Convergence Speed Force #2 was awesome. Convergence The Question #2, awesome. Nightwing and Oracle #2. See how this looks almost like they're getting married? There's no almost. Awesome. Convergence Batgirl was a bit shaky because a lot of it was written not in character as much as I would have liked. So this one wasn't my favorite, but you know, Rick Leonardi on the art makes me happy. And Convergence The Atom was a lot of fun. Convergence Titans #2 was good. It went not at all like I thought it was going. This one did a complete job of faking me out at the end of #1 to what happened in #2, and it was all of these were really good. I dare say too good. I feel like I'm being, you know, buttered up by politicians and used car salesmen.
Let down.
Well, no, sort of. They said, you know, oh yeah, we realized that people were upset with the way we started the New 52 because we didn't give closure to the old characters. They're giving us all happy endings. Don't get excited. It's not the massage parlor kind. It's the fairy tale kind. We're all getting these happy endings, and this makes me happy but suspicious because you realize that what they're really doing is almost like, you know.
And we're done.
Like placating, kind of, you know, condescending. You know, this. Okay, look, we gave all the characters a happy ending, and now we're wiping. You know, with the new post-convergence thing, the way it looks, they can, you know, hey, we can do any of these if we want because they're opening the door for anything can be written, you know, outside of continuity, and then they've got the New 52 continuity happening. So in theory, you know, they could all be, but basically they're going, look. We gave everybody the happy ending they wanted, and we're done. You can't even complain now. These happy endings are there. Granted, if you want to get these in trades, I suddenly realize how nervous I am that all these are 2 issues. That means they're probably going to either make one crazy huge hardcover, or, like they did with Flashpoint, several weird little trades that always have just like 1 or 2 of the ones I want, and 3 or 4 of the ones I don't. So I'm going to end up with, you know, oh yeah, I got, you know, this. I got to get the Superboy that has me in it. I've got to get 3 things I didn't give a, you know, rat's ass about. So, but the, you know, mechanics. Amazing Spider-Man redefines the Parker luck with, you know, Parker Industries no more, because literally, it's, you know, his Spidey side is, you know, is always having bad times because he's Spidey. But the Parker luck, literally, Peter Parker has like the worst. His business, everything falls apart. And while people have a right to be mad at him, it's really not his fault. He didn't start any of this. He came back to it from when Ock did all of this, and
I had no idea.
And Ock bit off more than Peter could chew. You know, Ock bit off more than Ock could chew, but was unaware of it. Peter comes back and goes, this is a lot more than I can deal with, and, you know, has to fix it. Spider-Gwen, #4, written by Jason Latour. Ha ha! I made a spider rhyme.
Stop.
This is so good, it's a crime. You should read Spider-Gwen. That's my review. This book is great. This book is gorgeous. I don't care that it's outside the Secret Wars continuity. It's on an Earth that shouldn't exist. We are on Earth. Fuck you. We do what we want. That'd be a great Earth.
It really
but
would.
it's a beautiful book, both story and art wise. You know, it's just a great vibe. In ways, it's subtly different from Our Earth. In other ways, it's amazingly different. See, I spidered it. Amazingly different. Aunt May may be the wisest soul on this particular Earth. I wish we had this Aunt May. It's just read this. Just read it. It's so good. Damon, number 7, it takes forever 'cause Brian Steelfries draws slowly, but he draws so damn well that I'm willing to wait, and it was worth it. It's gladiator type combat between the Daemon, but shit gets real and they have to team up to save their respective vampires. But it's not over because it ends with them making that decision, and we gotta wait a month or 7 to find out what happens. But it's so damn worth it. Buy the trade, then come back and read this in spades because it's great. So is Rachel Rising, number 33. It's dark and creepy, 'cause it always is. And it's beautiful, 'cause Terry Moore draws really pretty, even when he's talking. In fact, that's a beautiful juxtaposition. Terry Moore draws this adorable style, which makes it easier to do subtle creepy, because he doesn't have to go all out. The littlest creepy still looks really creepy considering his like adorable, cutesy pretty style. And then it's like, whoa, what the hell is that? It's just a great book. Read this. Guardians team up, lied to me, you son of a bitch, you son of a bitch. Guardians team up, lied to me on issue number 5. Because if you look at this cover, you will see that there's Lockheed the Space Dragon. But Lockheed the Space Dragon is not in this here book.
Fucking cover.
There is a Masters, a Pets of Evil Masters, as opposed to the Masters of Evil. There are the Pets of Evil Masters, run by Vulture Von Doom, who is basically the Looney Tunes. Vulture, my mama done told me to get her some dinner. No.
Did they
But
go
the
up
evil
against the Pet
pets
Avengers?
include. Yeah, they go up against the Pet Avengers. Except for Lockheed, because. Son of a bitch. Why would you not do that? But his Masters of Evil Pets include. Thori, Loki's Hellhound. Falconia, Lady Falcon's familiar. Michael, one of the Red Ghost Super Apes. Tiger Wild, Dr. Doom's Attack Tiger, because, why not? Cuddles, Princess Python's Killer Snake. And Bitey McSpidey Bite, Mutant Radioactive Spider. Apparently the spider that bit Peter. And I guess...
is evil
Silk.
now?
Yeah, he's just an evil spider. It's kind of chilling, but you don't see how bad it would be if everybody bites just gets spider powers. And mostly it's the true story of the love story of a raccoon determined to get back his 6-pack of beer.
That sounds about right.
Tales of the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl is awesome. It's a hostage situation, and everyone's betting which hero's going to save them. And Squirrel Girl's friend predicts that it will be Squirrel Girl, and then everyone starts telling stories of, oh yeah, Squirrel Girl. But none of them know who Squirrel Girl is, and the stories range in different Marvel arts and styles and time periods, including there's like a McFarlane era Spider Squirrel, up to there's a Venom Squirrel, and like Squirrel Girl in the original Secret Wars. And there's like a Silver Age Squirrel Girl where she teams up with Captain America. Possibly Golden Age, but yeah, I guess Golden Age, but art-wise it comes across more Silver Age. There's even like, there's a Spider-Girl 2099. There's a gender-bent squirrel, instead of Squirrel Girl, there's Squirrel Earl, who has all the powers of Squirrel and Earl. There's Squirrel Girl, the computer, and there's Mademoiselle Ecuriel, which is basically Squirrel Girl. Francais. It's Squirrel Girl, it's awesome. Read that. Rocket Raccoon meets another raccoon.
You hurt your book.
I crushed my fox. Rocket Raccoon meets another raccoon, only this time it seems more legit. It's Rocket, it's cute, it's fun, you love it. The fox, his son becomes Ghost Fox, and problems ensue. I love this book, by the way. Did I tell you that? I did. It's Haspiel and Wade, so read it.
Man,
Jupiter Circle, great issue. Jupiter Circle number 2. we've got some great flashbacks. This is the origins to all the characters in Jupiter's Legacy, the origins to all the original, and then of course we've got Blue Bolt, who's secretly gay in like the 19. He's a bad time to be gay. He's gay in like the Herbert Hoover kind of era. So they're trying to blackmail him with the whole was it Hoover? Who the hell was it that started the who started the FBI?
Hoover.
That's Hoover, right? Yeah, so it's Hoover in here, who of course himself they have him as closeted gay, and in the end that ties in just a great way. But it's good because it's got all of those darker tones that Mark Miller is famous for, but it's a subtler Mark Miller. It's not quite the sledgehammer of, look what I did. This is like grown-up Mark Miller, and I love it. Dead Drop, not sure what I read, but it was good. I mean,
This a new one?
it starts focusing on the main. There are characters on here that I really wanted to read about. I don't read much of the Exo Manowar. This is all Exo Manowar, but it was a really good story. And apparently Exo, Eric's come a long way since I've last left him in his book. Masks 2 is like Golden Age superheroes written by Cullen Bunn. What's not to love? Sword of Sorrow's prequel, #1, was good and informative. I'm glad I read this because not all prequels do this. This prequel was actually perfect for what it's done. I'm gonna take back my good and go with great in retrospect, because I know shit about many of the characters involved in this. Now I do. This was the perfect. A story happens as a way of giving you who the hell are these people, so that when I got to Swords of Sorrow #1 by Gail Simone and Sergio Davila, I knew what the hell was happening and who these players were. The art is gorgeous. The story is great. It teams up a lot more people than I thought. Not just the Chaos characters and the Dynamite original characters, but some of the Dynamite licensed characters. It's just this is a less in-your-face, better done Gail Simone big crossover event. Suck it, Secret Wars. Convergence. Pathfinder Origins. This is Mariciel's origin. I love the Pathfinder stuff. If you play Pathfinder, read these. If you don't play Pathfinder, read these. Not as many goblins as one would like in this particular issue. But I'll forgive them because it turns out Pathfinder is, I think in comic book form, Pathfinder is cooler than D&D. Say it. Game form, D&D all the way. Comic book form, Pathfinder all the way. Novels.
Me?
You're both right. I read every R.A. Salvatore novel, and each time I think, my God, why do I read these? They were great when I was 14, and I read them now and think, this would be great if I was 14. But I have them all, so I'm like, going to Grim. It's the same damn story. Yeah, they all were raw. No growth. Looking for game in all the wrong places. Looking for game with Scream-style faces. This was really good. The best part is NPC, the Hictib Diaries. Hictib, of course, being bitch backwards, and it is the Diaries of Hictib, the imp familiar. But you never see what he does as a familiar. You only see when he's dismissed and he just poofs back to hell in the in between time, and it's great. His whole life is And the one demon friend of his and kind of boss that is rather abusive and does things like, every time he's like, he tricks him into going through doors that, he's like, it's through the brown door, thanks. The guy comes walking back covered in goo. He's like, the brown door is actually the mouth of a hell slug. Yeah, we're demons, right? He comes back the next time. You're sleeping with my wife? We're demons, right? Yeah. Yeah. You look great. Your wife sends her best. It's just it's great. It's great. Black Cross, Ellis Worley this is good. It's good. It's good. Empire, the trade. Empire. With a great origin of how long it took to get Empire in print in the first place, much less back in print now, by Mark Waid. It was written, I guess, for the original trade because it's signed December 12th, 2003. So,
been a few years.
yeah, that's a while ago. But I hadn't read this the first time around. And, of course, now, we know that when I do my reviews, if it says Mark Waid, I like it. So I was keen on getting this, and I'm going to read the new series in trade because I figured screw it. And I'm glad I did that because the first issue came out before the trade, and I would have been reading it going, what the fuck? But, I don't have to. When that first trade comes for the new series, I will already have read this. It's so good. It is a dystopian future in which a Doctor Doom-esque ultimate baddie comes and takes over the world, but none of the heroes rally. There's no last rallying attempt that saves everything. So he rules everything, and the whole thing is the idea of, it's like, I don't know if you remember the Marvel graphic novel Emperor Doom, where Doctor Doom enslaves the Purple Man, uses him to take over the whole world, and then is running the whole world, and partway through realizes, I don't really want to run the world, I just like taking it over. So he sees people rising to stop him, and he lets it happen because he's bored out of his skull, and he'd rather fight them than keep ruling, dealing with diplomatic issues and all that crap.
Like Grodd and Flashpoint.
Yeah. So it's sort of like that, and he's got to put on appearances, and he's got to do this, but his ultimate plan is his daughter, Delphi, is unaware, or he believes unaware, that Daddy's this bad guy, and he wants to be the savior who brought peace to the world in her eyes. But she's not an idiot, she's Daddy's little girl, so she suspects lots of things and figures out more, and it's just really, really well done. It's the start of what Mark Waid would make a career out of, with doing things like, let's take all the tropes of these books and spin them on their ear. This would lead to Irredeemable, and and all of those, and
Incorruptible.
yeah, Irredeemable, Incorruptible, lots of bulls. The other one that he's doing for somebody else now that has another name similar, and I can't think of it because it's not out yet, so I can never remember. But this is his first dip in that pool, and it's great. All right, go buy a bright yellow shirt. Put it turtle.